they're reminding me that there is a difference, and they want you to be aware of that. There is a difference between empathy and compassion. Um, Empathy means I feel what you feel, right? And out of empathy, there are two ways to react. One is empathetic distress, which is like, oh my God, that's so terrible, and I feel terrible, and the world is a terrible place to be, and that's a very non-productive response. It's a valid one. I mean, we humans go into that very often, but
especially with climate change and all that.
With anything, or children, or whatever, sick people, old people, dying people.
Yeah.
And the second way to react is to go into compassion, and compassion is I will help. What can I do to help? And you cannot help all the cats in the world, but if you don't help any cat, then all of these cats are suffering, right? But if you help 100 cats, then there are 100 less cats suffering. So you have, and that's another thing they want you to know, that when you see somebody suffering and you start suffering too, you increase the energy of suffering in the world. And by the law of attraction rule, suffering multiplies in the world in general, and in your life as well. You attract that more into your life and into the world in general. But if you move into the energy of love and compassion and help and positivity, that's what you attract into your world, into the bigger world, the energy of joy, like, oh, let's just have some fun with this kitty, let's just cuddle, and yeah. And also remember that part of the Earth experience is hardships for humans and animals and all other living beings. We grow through hardships. Things are starting to change in the sense like, I will not wait for the energy for the universe to kick me in the butt to grow. I will proactively look within myself and see what needs healing, what needs resolving, what needs forgiveness. That's the path of growing out of self-love, let's say, or love for the divine, which is the same. And the other path, which most of the people do, and we also, I mean, everybody takes at some point, is like, oh, I will not move until I get kicked in the butt. Yeah, and it's the same with animals too. So suffering, in some sense, teaches us a lot. So suffering is not pointless. That's what they're trying to say. So
even for the animals.
Yeah, for the animals, for the children, for us. Because animals, they also evolve. Their soul is also on a soul journey. Yeah.
Which makes me think of my cat, who is overweight. He came to us 2 years ago, and he was this skinny little tube. He just showed up, and he's gained a lot of weight, and he seems to be an emotional eater, and he also has this major infection on his ears because of mosquito bites that the other cats don't get. But it's like, is he a reflection of us? You know what I mean? Or is there something going on with him that I can better help him?
Yes, in the sense, animals, house animals, pets, one of their missions is to help their owners, let's say, or they're humans. It's not so much that sometimes they take on the energy to make our burden lighter, but sometimes sometimes they just want to teach us something. They are the lesson bearer. So that's what's happening in this case. And they're saying it's a self-exploration journey, so we're not going to tell you the answer on a silver platter. Ask yourself, what are you learning because of the issues your cat has? Okay, and learn that faster. or apply these lessons in different situations, so your cat doesn't need to teach you that in full. Okay, let's say it's compassion. Yeah. Then okay, I'm learning to be more compassionate, or I'm learning to be more centered around sick animals, and more present and finding solutions, or I'm learning to be more, to realize the spiritual side of life. And then look where else you can apply that lesson, so that you don't need to learn it only from your cat, so that her burden will be lessened. Okay.
It's interesting because the other cats don't have any weight issues or whatever. So, but yeah,
they are not the same being. They have different tasks.
They're all different.
Yeah, they have different life paths, and they made different choices. Yeah.